Hello and welcome to the Tech Glow Up. I'm Nathan C. And oh my goodness, talk about a get. I've got Oscar Falmer from Meta. He is a wearables developer advocate, and he's got some pretty cool shades. Oscar, thank you for joining me today.
Glad to be here. I've seen your podcast for so long. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation.
I'm glad you're still interested in joining after seeing it for a while. Oscar, for those who haven't been following your career like I have, can you introduce yourself and the work that you do as a wearables developer advocate at Meta?
Yeah, sure. Basically, so my work is to support the growing community of developers and actually users just building the apps for their glasses, content for the glasses with and without displays, with display. And yeah, it's been with the Neural Band. And yeah, it's been like 8 years I'm doing this, and I've been doing this at other companies that are also doing interesting stuff. But I'm super happy to be here now and actually to see so much traction with these glasses. And anyway, super happy to be here.
Yes, so cool to see you here, always advocating for developers, always helping people understand how they can bring smart glasses into their lives. This is actually the first time I've been this close to the Meta display glasses. Can you tell me just like a high level about like what they are and like maybe a little bit about like how you use them?
Yeah, sure. So basically, they are with the familiar wristband form factor that you've seen before, and basically they have a display on the right side. It's a monocular glasses. So there's a waveguide on the right side with a 600 by 600 megapixel, like a square. So it's very convenient. It's pretty, it's very lightweight. I think these are about 70 grams. I'm sorry, I don't know the American units, but yeah, they're very lightweight. And basically, they're doing everything you could already do with your Meta Ray bands, but now with additional kind of display-based informations. And so this kind of provides, you can see, for example, navigation, the map. If you use multimodal AI with Meta AI, you can have also visual information that's going to show up on screen. And the other thing, which we don't have on the other products, is this Meta Neural Band. So the Meta Neural Band is an EMG wristband. So basically it reads the electric signals going into your wrist and basically recognize this swiping, selecting gestures. And so that's a very kind of seamless type of interaction with the glasses that doesn't require to use the camera that you may have seen maybe with competitors where they need to monitor the camera of the computer vision algorithm, and that would actually usually drain the battery. So whereas with this, it's very battery efficient. So that allows for actually longer battery.
I learned something new today. You were just giving a talk here at AWE. I have two questions about it. The first question is, did you use your display glasses for notes or teleprompter during your talk, and what was the talk about?
So the talk was about building content apps for AI glasses with or without display. I actually wanted to use my glasses as a teleprompter. You're absolutely right, but I didn't want to read too much. So I didn't want to read my notes. I wanted to be as natural as possible. So I didn't use them this time, but that's for my next talk. I need to do it. I need to try it out. I heard, I have actually a lot of colleagues using it already for that, and that works really.
I think it's a certain type of brain who can like teleprompter. I find that like the less prepared, the less notes I have in front of me, the more in the moment I am. I don't actually use a teleprompter much, but like if I'm ever referencing my notes, it's like a hard. So I think I might do some really weird interactions.
We were two to do on stage. There was Abby that we just saw, and Abby was actually using a teleprompter app. So he did it, and it went really great. And at the end of his talk, he said, "Look, I was actually using a teleprompter that I was moving basically text with my hands," and everyone kind of applauded because everyone thought that was funny because no one realized, because actually Meta has a kind of a technology that allows that people in front of you don't see it. So people don't realize actually you're seeing something.
Some of the waveguides have a little bit of like a rainbow flicker, a
lot of light leaking. And a lot of light leakage. But it's one of the things with glasses in general is that you can see it, or you can see it at the display, and in a social environment that might, make people slightly uncomfortable, or it might also, because you're looking at people in the eyes, it might be a little bit weird of seeing this kind of rectangles or something. Having almost no light leakage allows for like very natural interaction. Actually, when I have a funny story to tell you about. So I live in London now, and I was in the tube, and I was playing a game on my glasses. And so I was sitting by someone. I was doing this, And the lady next to me, she had, she couldn't see any display, anything. And she was just confused and like, what is this crazy guy? Because, it's still not very common. And this, by the way, only available in the US. So very few people have seen them outside. Anyway, sometimes it creates funny interaction because she couldn't really imagine I'm seeing something in the glasses because they look quite, compact, obviously.
Amazing. I loved hearing you talk about like loading up a bunch of web apps onto your glasses so that you can share and sort of show people the capabilities.
Yeah.
Is there an application that you use the most lately?
Yeah, I mean, it's been 1 month we had web apps, the ability to create web apps for glasses, and you can load, anyone's web app, you host them on your server, and you can basically broadcast to other people your link. And yeah, honestly, we've been super excited by the enthusiasm. It's interesting because also I can see that we have some of the community maybe coming from XR, they come from glasses, but a lot of people are just power users that just love their glasses, and they have like a custom need. So, and with the AI coding agent skills we provide, anyone, honestly, you don't need technical skills. In 30 minutes, 1 hour, you get like basically any idea you got running on the glasses. And it's just that easy because, these are basically simple HTML, CSS, JavaScript apps. AI coding agents are really kind of adapted for that. So anyway, and what is my favorite, you were asking?
No.
It's a tough one. I might want to say mine because I love the one I did.
Well,
no, I did one I really like that I did, I'm sorry, is the Constellation app, starting Constellation. So you can see it's using the GPS coordinates via your phone and then the IMU sensors on the glasses to basically check around you. I could turn it on right now. Where are the stars? What are the constellations? It actually, for example, I know you and I, we work a lot with AR. There's no like spatial component because it's on one eye, but it feels like it because this is like in the sky in this direction, and you can see around you when you turn your head. So I think a lot of people are starting to realize that, especially coming from the XR industry, the potential of having display glasses that are very lightweight, you can wear all day, and then you can basically have experiences that, can provide location-based experiences, and they're not necessarily physically seen on the world, but actually they provide the same value to the end user.
This is very much like dorky XR things, right? But there's so many different arguments about like what space are we using, what kind of spatial, how much spatial, and like I like that the direction that you're talking about isn't about like a technological framework, but it's centered on what is the user looking at, what are they doing, what are they trying to accomplish, right? And sort of divorced from having to build too much beyond just like solving the problem. And so like, it doesn't matter how spatial or where, because like the user, I always, when I was first explaining XR, I talked about it in just like it's content in space that knows what a user is trying to do. And anything beyond that is like just fine tooth comb into the details.
No,
and so I love that.
So it's super interesting what you're saying because I was not highlighting it too much, but the interesting part with those is even without having kind of the stereoscopic studio experiences, actually, because we have the camera and you can run your AI models, basically you can create this contextually aware experiences. So the example I was showing in my presentation right before from Stain in Belgium was basically, he did a city tour guide app where basically you're walking around the city and with an LLM that is pre-trained on the information of the city. You're coming up to a church and it says, oh, this is the church XYZ and this is the story of the church. So that provides basically like a very, depending of your visual environment, but also with the microphone of the context of the situation, you can have contextually based experiences.
I'm so thrilled.
Do you have some display? Not yet, right?
I don't know.
You need to try it out.
My Ray-Bans for the longest time were my favorite headphones because I liked the open ear and just the ability to have a little bit more context. Like if I'm traveling, if I'm at an event and I need to get like from the hotel, I don't want to be looking at my phone. And just like those little bits of like, Nathan, you can listen to directions, but also don't have to have like too many layers. Yeah, I got to get in there.
Yeah, I don't know, that's the next step.
I've been waiting, to see which glasses really speak to me.
I get you. At least you have a good choice. That's a good problem to have in 2026.
Right?
You have a good choice.
Well, and that's like such a good segue because on the Tech Glow Up, I love to use events as a way to sort of check in on the industry, see where we're at, maybe see where we need to grow. So I'm curious, looking at like the industry, it could be spatial, it could be smart glasses, however you want to frame it. What's the glow up that you want to see in spatial computing, maybe in the next 6 months, kind of the midterm? Where do we need to be going?
What's kicking off clearly is that we're seeing how all of the devices, I mean, you and I have been in the industry for a while, all of these devices now, I think with AI, are basically getting to a next level. Like that really, I think that's why, by the way, it's called AI glasses, because I think you can do way more with AI glasses that basically give eyes and a microphone to your AI. So I feel what I see, and again, with web apps, is for example, people, like even people that are not developers, they have an idea, they do it, they create it. I think now we're in this new AI age where you don't necessarily need to have a lot of knowledge with Unity, let's say, which is a great tool, super powerful, but requires a lot of knowledge, or especially with 3D. Also, like in general, if you're using any tools, it's great, but it also requires some like optimization, especially for lightweight devices. I think, for example, this kind of 2D displays where with AI, cutting edges, you can just quickly create something. I think we see a pattern where developers and users of devices like that are actually creating their own needs. So I think what we're seeing now, and I think it's super exciting, and I was delighted to see this since we launched the web apps, is just so many power users are just like, hey, I have an idea, I'm going to do it. So like, I feel like some of them were, it was so quick, I didn't expect them to jump ship so quickly. So I think that's a new era where it's helping the development of this platform, and I think it actually helps democratizing it to everyone.
We had the era of personal computers, right? There's a lot of talk about personal AI, but where you're kind of pointing, it's curious to me why smart glasses unlock this, because it seems like personal software is kind of where this is heading, right? Like if a power user who has a pain point and they want to solve it in a specific way, like the tools are there. You can get the repos from GitHub. You can put them in Cursor. You can connect those to your different build APIs, and like
it's never been that easy. Right? It's crazy.
And like I'm not a coder, but I get that I've seen it happen. At the speed that you talk about. It's so funny to think that like software, which was so mystical and like something that would come out once every year in a pretty box, now might just be something that you can make like on the bus while you're 100%. Going to work.
No, you're right. It's democratizing, I think, the software, the ability. I mean, it's a lot of work to, I also come from software engineering background, and, I spent years to learn how that works, and this is great, and I still love it. But yeah, now I feel like it used to be for so long that you needed that knowledge, and there might be kind of, you might have a great idea, but it might be hard to do it on yourself, like on your own. And I feel now, it's just giving more power to the end user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Power to the developers and the creators.
Yes. And I think that unlocks the creativity of everyone in a way that we couldn't see before. And anyone has a great idea. I mean, you can do it, and like 2 hours later, it's viral online, and then everyone is downloading it. And we had this case with the app, the running app, which Stain did, where this app got like 1.4 million views, I think, over LinkedIn and Twitter over one weekend. And even Mark Anderson was talking it on the, I think, Joe Rogan podcast. I mean, and originally did this project for a video, by the way, we're posting soon. Actually, tomorrow there's a video. So when this is going live, that should be out already, where he's doing a tutorial about the city experience. And he was excited doing this video. And he was like, I really want to do a web app. And he did this for the video, and unexpectedly, it got crazy viral. So you see, it just was like a weekend project, and that's it. So I would love to see the Nathan web app, because I think you might get super viral too.
What's the awesome future display glasses web app? Follow back 2027 for the answer. Shit, I just gave myself a timeline. Oscar, I'm glad that we got into the creators. I think this is a thing that you and I are just very aligned on. Bringing this idea of the glow up in a little bit more personally. What's the glow up that you're working on in your work as a developer advocate?
One thing I launched a month ago, which I was super happy about, it was the teamwork, but I was super excited about, is the Reddit. We have a subreddit called Meta Glasses for Dev, where I'm basically trying to centralize all the interest from people building for display and non-display, because most of the users have no display as well. And basically, that's where also the web apps I was telling you about, where people were sharing the links so other people can try it. This is something, I'm excited about that came out. But honestly, overall, since I joined Meta in January, we had monthly updates to these SDKs. We have something called Device Access Toolkit and now the web apps. And we just release on a monthly basis exciting new features. So yeah, just stay tuned. I post those on my accounts and also on the Reddit, so you can find the latest update of that.
Oh my gosh. So this idea of like shipping monthly, I absolutely love, right?
Yeah, the engineers are doing a fantastic job. This is all credit to the engineering product team. They've been really rocking it. You know, they're not necessarily always publicly seen as but they are doing a fantastic job. And I'm glad we got IBA as partner engineer that was also on stage. There's so much happening behind the scene.
Right, like if your users can make a new app in a weekend, you sure as heck better be able to ship.
It's good. It's a good pressure.
And respond on a regular
It's a healthy
basis.
pressure.
Well, that builds trust. That builds connection. Right. That builds where people are headed.
Yeah.
The side quest that I want to take is you did something really interesting. Speaking of viral content, that I think is an example for like anybody trying to get started in this space. There was a moment where you were kind of like between things and you started to focus on the data set that was like really important to you.
Yeah.
And it started out as a single page spreadsheet of all of the AR heads, all of the AR glasses.
Yeah.
And it became like hundreds of rows across multiple tabs. And
true.
I can tell you that it was being shared at like the highest levels of like enterprise XR.
Great to hear.
Because nobody had put the work in to just put all the data in the same place. And as somebody who is like trying to stand out, somebody who is trying to give back to the community, somebody who's trying to like share their knowledge and like thought leadership. This is such an amazing thing to watch. You get like global collaboration on a Google Doc that like totally filled a need, spoke to exactly like who you are and the people that you support. And it sure looked like it got the attention of the right people because you weren't in between things long. I literally have shared that with like people in the C-suite.
Thank you so much.
It literally, nobody had it. Nobody had it.
And I made it for free.
Right? I mean, it took you some time in a coffee shop, I'm sure. But like, I love when people like, one, really understand the value that they bring to a conversation, and two, like leverage that to the fullest, both for their own and the community's betterment. And I just think it's an amazing example of how like a data set and a special interest can like do amazing things.
I feel actually, I don't know what's the question, but I want to say something about that.
Awesome.
I was going to say thank you so much. And I was going to say, you know what? This is, I was inspired to do that from the book. I don't know if you heard the book, The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver, I really like the book, The Go-Giver, which is like, try to provide value to others without, before expecting anything from them. I think that kind of attracts the best opportunities usually. And so, I noticed, basically what I noticed is that, it's hard to have a big picture. There's so much happening. There's a great competition, which is great for the industry. And I was wondering, okay, how can I track that? So I decided to track it myself. And I was like, oh, that can be valuable for others. And so I shared it online. And then I saw the enthusiasm. I just kept going. And then after, it just created opportunities, just a lot of interesting discussions. Actually, funny enough, I was sitting at this table we're really next to yesterday, where I was talking with some people doing great hardware, super interesting. And at some point I said, oh yeah, I've done this shit. And now you've done that shit. That was been super helpful. We duplicated it in case you close it, you make it private. So so it's funny. Very glad this helpful. And I think, it's a kind of the karma of the world. I think do something you like, share it with others, like I think you're doing right now. And that's, I really, really sincerely appreciate it. And I think, after basically that brings opportunities, and also it just brings, honestly, interesting people then you can work with, or you just, make new friends. So honestly, just feels great down the line. And look, I released it in July. I've updated a lot since then, but you still talk to me 1 year later. So you see, sometimes things go down, go pretty far off, right? And this was just a Google Sheet, and that's it.
You didn't have to build a totally immersive world to get everybody's attention.
Some people tell me, oh, you should do a more sophisticated website, but I was like, no, I think this is easier because people can copy it. Like they can duplicate it, they can use it internally. And I think, I wanted to keep it simple.
I love it. Okay, the last question is an opportunity for a hot take, maybe a spicy soundbite about technology, AR, wearables, you name it. Do you have a hot take for me?
No, I would say the spicy part is that I think we're very lucky to be in this space in 2026. I feel super happy with the momentum we're seeing. It's been 2 days of AWE, and honestly, there's just such a great momentum. I'm just so happy. I think not only is it great for everyone in the industry to catch up together like we're doing, to meet new people, but honestly, I think it's never been the better time for anyone that is not yet in XR to join us on this momentum. There's just so many capabilities with AI. It's never been easier. And so I think Nathan and I would love to welcome you in this very exciting world. So please join us as this adventure.
I feel like please join us wasn't terribly controversial, but I love it and I totally concur. Oscar Falmer, one of my hero advocates for developers and creators, an expert in the wearables and smart AI, XR, smart glasses space, and a supporter of so many of the creators.
The people are fantastic. Honestly, just being able to enable exciting creators, developers, companies, like everyone. Honestly, people are just excited about it, and we're doing a lot of work actually that is not even visible publicly, to try doing our best to support the momentum. And it's been a long time I'm doing this, and I will keep doing it. So yeah, feel free to reach out if I can help in any way.
Amazing. Oscar, thank you so much for joining me on the Tech Blow Up.